Premier, good morning. It's lovely to have you with us. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Leanne, and good morning to the listeners.
All right, Premier, how did the provincial government manage to turn around its poor state of financial management?
I must say we must actually be grateful to the intervention team that was sent by the national government, which assisted us a lot in terms of putting together the correct and the right systems and manning those systems with proper women warm bodies to ensure that those systems are running smoothly. That is basically what assisted us to ensure that we come up with a provincial government or a fiscal discipline within this provincial government that is sound and cash flow positive.
Now, the province had large accumulated unauthorized expenditure, which grew from, the figure was 1.5 billion in 2009 to 2.7 billion in 2011. Now, how has this amount actually been stabilized?
This amount has been stabilized. As you would remember, when I was making the State of the Province address, I was actually saying that we are currently at about 4.3 billion rand cash positive. The 2.7 billion rands unauthorized expenditure that we are talking about has been severely dealt with. In fact, it has been substantially dealt with to such an extent that we are left only with about 606 million rands that we are still struggling with currently. But the entire 2.7 billion rands, in fact, I would say 2.1 billion rands has been dealt with. Even as you correctly put it, that we're technically insolvent. Even the 1.7 billion rand overdraft that we had dealt with that one absolutely now. We no longer have that kind of overdraft.
Yeah. 5 departments were placed under administration. Let's just remind viewers: the provincial treasury, education, roads and transport, public works, health and social development. Now, those were the departments. What are some of the systems that you've put in place and implemented to better the situation now?
You're saying similar situations? What about them?
Well, what are the plans that have been put in place to ensure that you don't go back to the situation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the plans of ensuring that we're not reverting back to that situations are in place. Like I said initially when we took over in July last year, that our concentration or perhaps our priority will be on the systems. We are going to ensure that we have the right systems in place. We are going to ensure that we have the right dashboard in place, which will give us warning lights whenever things are going bad or there are indications that things are going to go bad. So those systems have been put in place. We are currently in a situation where we are saying we are filling in the right posts. We are doing a staff or perhaps personnel audit, skills audit, to put it correctly. We are doing skills audit where we are actually checking each and every individual position as to whether the people are in the right positions or not. So in cases where you find that you've got an engineer in a position of a nurse, or a nurse in a position of an engineer, or a teacher in a position of a nurse, we are dealing with those kind of irregularities currently.
When will the conclusion of disciplinary and criminal cases be done? And will you also address the skills gaps in financial management and infrastructure?
We will be in the position to can address the skills gap, but like as you would understand that Limpopo, it's a rural province, and normally you don't get this skills easy in provinces such as Limpopo, because people are looking for, young people in most instances are looking for urban areas because they are very lucrative for them. But currently we are doing that. We are doing our best to ensure that we get the right skills. And as to when are we going to finish these criminal cases, I think that is not necessarily within our domain. Most of them, the criminal cases, are in the domain of the SIU and the Hawks, and all what we had to do have been done. and we have presented the cases to the Hawks and the SIU.
All right. Just a time frame, very quickly. Is there a time frame you're looking at?
Time frames for the conclusion of these cases?
Yeah.
Yes, that is actually what I'm saying, that that will be dependent on the law enforcement agencies,
Okay.
which are not within our control.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's leave it there. Unfortunately, running out of time on that one, but thank you very much for talking to us. The Premier there in the Free State of the Limpopo province, I beg your pardon, Stanley Mathabatha, he's in our Polokwane studio. Thank you very, very much for joining us.